Here we are at the Gymshark distribution centre here in Belgium, just outside of Antwerp, and it's absolutely insane here. It's an awesome, awesome place, and it's a real good insight into the back end of Gymshark, and it's something that I really wanted to show you guys around. So we're here to record a video to give you a full access tour and walk around of the warehouse, and talk to you guys a little bit more in depth as to what goes on here, how it works, and basically just give you a full in-depth view of what it is like at the biggest Gymshark warehouse in the world. Really looking forward to recording this for you guys, so yeah, let's go and take a look. So here we are, we're in the warehouse now. Going to do a quick run around, a quick tour, so you can see the different areas, the different parts, get a little bit more of a view on how it works. So today on this shift, there's between 100 and 120 people working on the Gymshark fulfillment, working on getting the orders picked, packed, and getting them sent out as quickly as possible. Quite a nice day to walk around, and yeah, we'll go and have a look what's going on. So we're currently stood in the middle of the warehousing area. What we've got on this side is the quicker to sell thing, so the stuff that people are going to be picking more often. Obviously that's then closer to the pickers and packers, so that there's less walking distance. And over on this side, we've got more of the slower things to sell and the things that people are going to be picking and packing slightly less. This is where all the product comes in, so when it comes in from the UK warehouse over here, or whether it's just coming in straight from the supplier, this is where it'll sit, and then it'll go into its allocated location, whether it's high up on the racking or in a specific location on the ground floor ready for picking. So this is like the high racking area, so this is where the product, after it's been brought in, where it's been booked in, will come into before it goes into the picking station. So this is like 11.5, 12 meters high. Currently in this warehouse alone in Belgium, we're holding millions of units, and obviously we've got the warehouse in the UK as well as that. And we've got empty space down the end, which is obviously open so that we can get more stock in as we head into the final quarter of the calendar year, where you've got Black Friday and Christmas, and obviously the sales will ramp up again. We're currently in the month of August, which is actually our worst sales month of the year. August is historically really slow for us, always has been. I think it is generally across retail. Yeah, to think of where it came from. I remember getting our first piece of racking like this, you know, setting it up ourselves all those years ago, you know, getting pallets for the first time and sticking boxes up here by hand. And I mean, I probably shouldn't say this, but you know, climbing up the racking like 6 meters high and getting boxes up there and taking things down, doing it back in the day. And so it's insane. It's a bit overwhelming just to see all this stock piled up. First come in here yesterday and just saw all the stock, and I got goosebumps walking down here. It's just insane, but it's so cool to see, and it's yeah, it's really nice to be here and experience just how efficient this operation is and just how far it's come since the days of doing it all ourselves. We're now in the section of the warehouse where you've got more of the quick picks, the higher selling things, so that you'll see a lot of the outlet stuff, you'll see a lot of the product that sells, you know, the best sellers through here. As you can see, it's a lot busier down this side. At this warehouse alone, we can get through tens and tens of thousands of orders, and if we're ramping up, we can be pushing out over 50,000 orders a day just from this warehouse alone. Now we're in the packing area here, so all of the buzz comes to a head here. As you can see, it's super busy. You've got the orders that are being picked from the slower side to the faster side, and everything comes to here. As you can see, we've got 100, 120 people down here today, so it's a bit manic. So it'll come through here, and then it'll go onto the packing station, it'll be packed, it'll be put onto the conveyor belt, it'll go all the way around, and then it'll be split out into the different couriers. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you the journey of a product as it comes in here, as it comes all the way through the journey of the warehouse here in Belgium, so you can get a better idea of how it works. So hopefully that little tour and little run around of the warehouse, along with the journey of the product, has given you a little bit more of an insight to what goes on here. It's absolutely crazy to walk around here, see the vastness of this operation, knowing that there's also operations going on in the UK as well, is absolutely crazy to me. It's like ridiculous. Literally, it was only, you know, a few years ago that everything was literally being hand printed and sewed, and then taking it from there to being folded up, stick it in a package, and then, you know, write on it and take it straight to the Royal Mail post office and send it from there. To go from that to this in this period of time is absolutely insane, and that's a testament to people like Steve, like Paul, Chris, Joe, Orm, Niran. All those guys have worked so hard to make this such an incredible operation, and obviously the guys here at Bleckmann as well have helped us so much. And I think that's something that I really wanted to get across. What we do is we operate through a 3PL, and Bleckmann are the people that we use. The reason that we do that is that we found it, especially with us growing as quickly as what we are, is that time is a real key factor, and it's a huge issue for us, especially when we've got such a small staff base and we're growing so fast, both top line revenue perspective and from a people perspective, that we found it really important that we need to really concentrate on what we're really good at, and that's making great products, that's marketing, and that's branding, and that's trying to inspire as many people around the world as physically possible. It was a few years ago that we recognised that warehousing and operations and distribution wasn't our bag. Now we do have operations, logistics, finance, and all those sort of teams in-house. Absolutely, of course we do. But we found that working with a 3PL partner like the Bleckmann guys has been really important to us, and it's allowed us to concentrate on what we're good at, and those guys to really concentrate on what they're good at, and we've managed to learn from them loads because of that. A few people have asked me why we chose Belgium, particularly at the Antwerp region, for this warehouse. First and foremost, also people saying, don't you have a UK warehouse anymore? We do. We've still got the place in Swindon. That's just over 100,000 square feet in Swindon. That's working really well. It's brilliant. I was there last week. That operation's really coming on. So with Bleckmann being from Belgium, it's really useful because this is where their expertise are. This is where they've got all their staff numbers. This is where they've got a really strong network. So when we do need to scale up on times like Black Friday, they've got the network to be able to get people in to help us and to be able to ship things really fast. When we ramp up to the Black Friday sort of times, you could be looking 600 and even 700 and more staff that are working per shift. Obviously that's split into several shifts throughout the day, 24/7 during that period, and that's absolutely insane. We wouldn't have the ability to be able to ramp up so quickly and ramp down so quickly as well as what these guys can offer us. So it's absolutely brilliant, and it's really useful for us, and it allows us to create a really efficient, streamlined operation, and it allows us to offer the customer experience that we offer to you guys now. Now, do we think that that's perfect? No stretch of the imagination are we nowhere near perfect. We've got a long way to go. But believe me, we're investing as heavily as we possibly can. You know, we're offering free returns to a bunch of different countries now. Soon to be offering a brilliant solution into Canada that should hopefully bypass the whole customs issue, because I know that we've got issues there. We're offering next day to the East Coast of the US and 48 to the West Coast. Super fast shipping to the whole of Europe. Obviously, super fast shipping to the UK and Australia. We're constantly thinking of new ways that we can speed up. In the whole customer experience area, Amazon are absolutely champions at this, and I think they're brilliant. Like, I love Prime Now. I remember the other week I wanted to get an iPhone charger and I could order it to my house and it arrived in an hour. Now that's just insane. It's next level, and it's not something that I think we'll be able to get to particularly quickly, but that's the aim, and that's really important. Also wary of our product. I don't think people are that desperate to get Gymshark within an hour. Same day delivery is something that we're really working towards to all of our key regions as well. So it's really important for me especially to be able to come to these places, to come to the warehouses, to one, have a think outside the box. What else can we add to the back end of our business? How can Bleckmann help us? But equally to understand the knock-on effect that some of our front-end activities have. So when we do a launch, when we do a Black Friday, when all these things happen, obviously there's a knock-on effect here. We're constantly forecasting how many orders we're getting on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and we're understanding the impact that we have here. If we over forecast, then Bleckmann have got a bunch of people working here and waiting to package orders, and we don't get the orders that we expect. Obviously those guys are twiddling their thumbs, and that's, you know, not great. Equally, if we under forecast, then people are scrambling here to get together to try and get the orders out as quickly as possible, and then orders are delayed, and that's not good enough. So that's why you'll see we've made investments into things like GSHQ. The staff count has shot up. I mean, we moved into GSHQ just a few months ago with 150 staff, and now we're already at, I think, 207, and a lot of that is in the back end of the business to get forecasting right, finance and logistics and operations. It's really important, and there's so many different moving parts. What I'm trying to stress is that it's so important that the front end and the back end of the business really communicate and work together. The front end's firing on all cylinders, but you can't deliver the order, then it'll just fall down. But equally, if you've got the best operations team and distribution team in the world, but then you're not getting the orders, then again, it will totally fall down. So it's really important that both front end and back end of the business work really well. And I think that's something that I've always stressed since even my first ever video. And it's something that I really learned from Steve and Paul. You know, the back end of the business is as important as the front end of the business. You have to be open-minded with both. You have to be creative with both. They're both very different in terms of the challenges that they propose, but they're both really exciting and interesting parts of the business. And it's something that, you know, I'm really passionate about and really interested in as well. So in terms of this warehouse right here, again, 100 to 120 people working today in this shift. We're running 2 shifts at the moment. Come Black Friday, 600-700, maybe even more than that, depending on the forecasted demand. So hopefully that's given you a little bit more of an in-depth view of what goes on here at the Belgium DC. We are currently looking at opening up more DCs around the world, obviously, because we want to offer the best customer experience we possibly can. We started off in the UK last year, now we're here and we're looking into more in the future. If there's any more videos that you want me to do, then please comment down below, particularly around the back end of the business. I feel like this is something that no one else really talks about, and I think it's really important. Some of you guys that are looking for the more exciting stuff like the athlete video I did last time, I totally understand you might find this boring, but believe me, it's really, really, really important. It's something that I want to share with you guys as well, because it's really important to me. And it's really important to me that you guys understand how much work goes on behind the scenes that, you know, isn't more of the fluffy stuff around the athletes and the events and things like that. It is really important, because this is why we're allowed to do a lot of the fun things that we do on the front end, and it's the reason why that we're able to have some really nice, gorgeous offices like GSHQ in Birmingham. You can always get in touch with me. I'm really, really passionate about helping you guys understand more about business, and, you know, hopefully it will help your journeys as well, because I know a lot of people start in small things, big things all the time. So I think that's really, really cool that you guys are starting businesses as well. Any questions, comment them down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Anything you want to see in any future videos, let me know. Thank you so much for watching.